sir, you okay? Hello, sir, you okay? Can you tell me your name, please? Why can't you tell me your name? Okay, is there a reason why you're
You filming me?
Is there a reason why you're
filming? Are you filming me?
Yeah, I am, sir.
Yeah, well, tell me that you're filming me. Yeah. Introduce yourself properly.
Okay.
Go on then.
No, I'm just wondering why
Introduce yourself properly.
Are you going to listen to me?
No, I'm not. Unless you introduce yourself
so
properly.
you're detained. Okay. For a stop search under Section 43 of the Terrorism Act. Okay.
You're joking. What? You must be joking.
My name's PC Harris.
Hold on. What information have you got to call me a terrorist?
So this is the legal bit.
What information you got to call me a terrorist? What information have you got to call me a terrorist?
I can't explain it until if you overtalk me. Okay.
Go on then.
If you let me talk,
I'll overtalk you anyway. Well, go on then.
Okay?
Go on then, just
that's the
explain.
legal stuff I need to get out.
Go on then, get the legal stuff out of the way.
I'm searching you.
Go on then.
So, Section 43,
Who
Terrorism Act.
Who are you?
As I said, I'm PC Daniel Harris from Colindale Police Station.
The speed at which the officer jumps to detain the auditor is genuinely shocking. Before even introducing himself properly or conducting any reasonable investigation, the officer immediately states, "You're detained for a stop and search under Section 43 of the Terrorism Act." This rush to detention shows a complete lack of basic policing standards. It's as if the officer decided the outcome before even starting the interaction. A clear sign of prejudice rather than policing. Section 43 of the Terrorism Act requires reasonable suspicion that someone is involved in terrorist activities. Simply being present at a public event and documenting a building from a public space does not remotely meet that standard. The officer should have first gathered basic information, explained concerns, and properly assessed whether there was any real threat or suspicious activity.
I'm searching you. The reason I'm going to search you is because we've been called here by people in security. You're filming a significant parade today for the Metropolitan Police Service.
It's a public parade.
You're also filming buildings.
Is it a public parade?
You're also filming buildings.
It's a public parade, yeah? And I'm on a public pavement, yeah?
Security cameras and gates.
Okay, I'm on a public pavement as well.
So for that reason,
Can't you film in public?
Sorry?
Can you film in public?
Yeah, you can film in public.
Cheers. Well, that's what I'm doing.
However, you are...
And you didn't come and ask me anything. You just come up to me and detain me under a terrorist act. But you haven't... No, but you're supposed to question me and ask me why I'm here. So you're just going to... Just because... Well... Filming in public is not a crime.
I told you why.
Filming in public is not a crime.
I'm going to search you now, sir.
Go on then.
Okay, you are entitled.
Right. No. I'm going to put it down.
Good policing involves engaging with individuals, assessing the situation, and gathering information before making a decision to detain or search. In this case, the officer skipped the most crucial step: communication. Simply approaching the auditor, asking a few questions, and listening to his response would have likely clarified the situation without escalating to detention. This kind of authoritarian mindset is not only unprofessional, but dangerous. The purpose of Section 43 of the Terrorism Act is to address genuine security threats, not to be used as a blanket excuse for detaining someone simply because they're filming in public.
Can I pick up my camera?
Of course you can, sir.
So go on then, say that again.
I'm alright, thank you. You're not going to listen to me anyway.
Oh, no, I've got you on camera now. Now I can
I've been
rewind
on camera
it.
the whole time. You've had it down there.
Now I can rewind it again. Yeah, so...
I can't remember.
Yeah? Oh, you can't? Yeah? No. Oh, that's bad being a police officer. So when you go to court and the judge asks you for stuff, you'll turn around and say, oh, I can't remember, seconds after trying to give it all the big one. You must be a really corrupt police officer. You can't remember 2 seconds after saying something, yeah? Is that what you are as a police officer? You are a joker. Do you agree with me or don't you agree with me?
I'm just coming to assist.
Look, well, I'm just asking you a question, whether you're assisting or not. You're here.
Come out later.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You heard what he said. You've been standing there, and he said that he stopped me under. No, you just heard what he said just then.
I heard
Come on.
43 of the terrorism.
No, you heard him say that they've said that I've been here before.
Yeah.
Yeah. And is that a crime? Being here before filming? Do you think I should be stopped under Section 43?
I don't know why he stopped you under Section 43.
Okay.
You'll have to ask him.
Oh, well, he's not making much sense because he's already illegally detained me.
If the situation genuinely presented a terrorist threat, the other officer would have no hesitation in explaining why the auditor was stopped. Instead, his uncertainty reveals that even his colleague doesn't see the reasonable suspicion required to justify such a detention. This clearly shows that the initial officer acted on impulse rather than evidence. If there was a genuine threat, all officers involved would be on the same page about the reasoning behind the stop. The fact that the other officer distances himself from the decision indicates that the original detention was more about asserting control than following proper protocol. It's a glaring example of how some officers make snap decisions without fully considering the legal basis or consulting their colleagues.
Why ain't your number on full display?
Sorry?
His number's not on full display.
Yes, it is on full display. You can see
Have a
his
look.
number on
Have a
his
look.
shoulder.
Have a look.
I can see it right now.
No, you can't.
3620.
No, that's because you know him.
It's right there.
Yeah. Well, I'm not looking there, am I? I'm not looking there. I'm looking here. I'm looking here.
Don't
Look.
get too close, please.
Oh, don't get too close. Why not?
Because
You
it's
was
my
close and
business.
personal.
I'm just trying to write this out.
I'm
Threatening?
writing you a letter
I've got a camera. Is that a threatening thing?
You don't know what
Well, I'm
looks
telling
threatening
you,
to
I
different
am not
people.
threatening anybody.
Okay, right.
Okay?
You've got it written down on a piece of paper.
But I'm telling you, I cannot see it.
Okay, well maybe you should get some glasses then.
Oh, you're being discriminative
So
now.
I've got a couple of,
Are you being discriminative?
sir,
What are you being discriminative?
I've
But
got
I should get some glasses. No,
hesitation.
don't tell me I should get glasses.
Just pay
Don't- oh my
attention.
God,
He's
me
written your
either.
slip now.
Don't start getting.
An officer's shoulder number is a fundamental part of police accountability. It's meant to be clearly visible so that members of the public can identify officers, especially in situations where they feel their rights have been violated. Instead of addressing the issue or correcting it, the female officer chooses to mock the auditor. The auditor is just detained under questionable grounds, and instead of showing some level of understanding or professionalism, the female officer's response is to make snide comments and dismiss concerns. When someone feels their rights have been abused, they expect officers to act with dignity and respect, not resort to sarcasm. This isn't just a lapse in judgment. It reflects an attitude that's completely incompatible with professional policing.
You illegally touched me up, yeah, which I totally feel degraded.
If you want to argue about it after, I'm not going to argue
There's
about
no
what
argument.
I've written or
There isn't
anything.
an
You're going
argument.
to try and catch me out, whatever.
No, there's no argument.
You're free to walk around here, as I said, in the public. So if you want to film the
So
parade,
why wasn't that said?
I'm happy now who you are. There's nothing that we need to be unhappy with, or the security team are unhappy with.
You
anything
know
like
you messed up, don't you? I mean, 43.
I haven't messed up,
Come
sir.
on, 43.
I haven't messed up.
That is ridiculous. That's so ridiculous.
You might think so.
It is.
But
How many terrorists have you actually caught walking around covertly filming? By the way, yeah, in its very nature,
It's a
in its
significant
very
building
nature,
on a significant
right?
day, sir.
Hostile reconnaissance
So-
under Section 43 is overt filming. Yeah, and I'm covertly filming. I've got my camera out. I'm in a public place. That should have been the last section that
Okay,
you come
I'll put you in
and
this
try to
I'll put you in
detain
this
me.
position, okay? If you were one of the security guards, they're protecting this parade today.
Yeah.
Okay. What would you do?
I'd have to observe. I'd have to sit there and
Okay, I
look.
think that's
You
what they've
can't.
done.
No,
Obviously,
they
my
haven't
colleague's
done
gonna
it.
speak to them.
I haven't been over
I
there.
haven't been here,
But I haven't
so I
been
don't
over there. I haven't acknowledged it.
When the auditor questions him about the flimsy grounds for detention, the officer tries to shift responsibility by saying, "If you were the security, what would you do?" This is a clear indication that the officer is relying solely on third-party suspicion rather than conducting his own critical assessment. Just because security raised a concern doesn't automatically mean there is reasonable suspicion of terrorism. That's where the officer's own investigative skills should come into play. The role of the police is not to blindly act on security staff's assumptions, but to evaluate the situation independently. Security might feel uneasy about someone filming, but that does not meet the legal threshold for detention under Section 43 of the Terrorism Act. The officer's failure to separate a security guard's discomfort from a legitimate terrorist threat shows poor training and an inability to think critically.
I've been here about a minute and you came a minute after. I didn't go over there. They didn't see what I was doing. They saw me filming, which I'm lawfully able to film, yeah, legally. So they shouldn't be doing anything.
As I said to you,
Security isn't there to get
you're-
people
you're-
detained under Section 43.
As I said, you are perfectly right in saying you can film, and that's not a problem.
Yeah,
It's not
so
a
that's what
problem.
they should have been told. Why have you come and you've literally come, as I've said, you've defiled me, you've searched me, you searched under me groin and everything like that, yeah?
Search the belt line, sir.
Well, did you search my legs?
Yeah, I did search
Well,
your
that's
legs.
under me groin.
Okay.
Anyway, right? And I feel humiliated about that because
Well,
I've done
I apologise
nothing
if
wrong.
you feel humiliated. I don't want to make you feel humiliated. And if I did do that, no, I apologise. As I say, if you wish to complain,
No, but by
it's all-
detaining
I've
me-
given you all the reference numbers that you need. As I say, the full form is going to be completed as soon as I get back to the police station. So if you want to complain about it, by all means do.
It's literally coming up to me. And although you might said that I was being persuasive or whatever the word you use, evasive, yeah, right? Do I have to answer any of your questions?
Sorry?
Do I have to answer any of your questions?
You don't have to. It's your opinion.
Okay.
It's the same with the name and address, sir. You haven't given me your name and address.
But I don't have to.
That's fine. And I haven't questioned you
by
about
law,
that.
do I have to?
But I haven't questioned
No, but I'm asking you, by law, do I have to answer you?
You've not given me your name and address, which is fine. It's absolutely fine. I will still put
So why
on the
didn't you
form
just
regardless.
continue it that way? You shouldn't be doing this, or you can be doing this. I mean, I'm legally, lawfully able to film, regardless if I want to answer you or not. That's my prerogative. This is England.
Yeah, as I said, you can film. I've got no issue.
Yeah, but that's what you should have come along in the very beginning. I should not have been detained. You're not understanding what I'm saying. You've come along, right, with the simple fact of detaining me under section 43.
No, there's more than
because
that, sir.
how long did you take to try to establish whether section 43 was?
How long would you need?
Well, more than what you done. You was there for about a minute, if that, trying to get me to say something.
I was asking you questions.
And then I asked you if you're filming me, right?
And then
you should have been. Yeah, but
I was asking you several questions.
What's my name was and what's my intentions?
Yeah, and why
but
you were here?
Do I have to tell you that?
When the auditor challenges him, saying you came along with the simple fact of detaining me under section 43. How long did you take to establish that? Instead of giving a reasonable answer, the officer defensively replies, how long would you need? This is not just dismissive, it's revealing. It shows that the officer didn't take any time to consider the context, gather information, or properly evaluate the situation. In reality, reasonable suspicion under section 43 requires more than just vague discomfort or someone not immediately giving their name. The officer's response also shows his lack of professionalism and accountability. Rather than acknowledging that he acted hastily, he tries to flip the question back on the auditor, as if to imply that speed equals justification. This mindset is incredibly problematic because it demonstrates how some officers treat detention as a reflex rather than a calculated decision.
I have to give you that information.
But I was trying to find out why you were here, sir.
No, you was trying to oppress me, right?
Because
because I'm doing it lawfully.
For example, if
I'm
you'd
not
been
doing anything wrong. I didn't commit a criminal act.
For example, if you'd been a family member here today, they didn't have a ticket, for example, and you were here and you said, "Look, I'm a family member," blah, blah, then
but I'm not.
Right, okay.
I'm a member of the public, lawfully filming, which I can do.
Yes, and I've just
well
said
then, so why would you come up to me and stop me under section 43?
I've explained on the slip.
I'm not a terrorist, never would be a terrorist.
Why I've done it, and I'm going to add some more to my electronic form, which I do back at the
apology. You're going to add an apology to that you shouldn't have stopped me under section 43.
No, because I
that you realised later on that
it was a legitimate search.
Say that again.
I said it was a legitimate search, and I
did you have any credible information that I could be in the tele?
I did, sir.
What credible information was that?
I can't tell you everything, sir.
You've got no credible information.
When the auditor rightly asked for an apology after being stopped under section 43 of the Terrorism Act, the officer immediately dismisses the idea, insisting that it was a legitimate search. This refusal to even consider the possibility of being wrong highlights a stubborn refusal to take accountability. Instead of reflecting on whether grounds of detention were valid, the officer doubles down, as if admitting fault would somehow undermine his authority. This is a blatant cop-out and a classic tactic to avoid explaining a decision that had no real basis. I can't tell you everything. It's not just vague. It's an outright admission that the officer either doesn't have a concrete reason or is unwilling to admit that he acted impulsively.
Any credible information you could have known about me is that I was out here filming. You wouldn't know me from Adam.
No. There's a little bit more than that. I can't go into it. As I say, if you wish to complain,
there's no more to it.
Anyway,
and
sir,
the security are aware that you're filming. They'll
stop being discriminative and stop telling people to wear glasses.
Sir,
right?
Take care. Thank you.
This final moment perfectly captures how the entire encounter was a series of missteps and poor judgment by the officers. After all the aggressive detainment, threats, and weak justifications, they ultimately had to back down, proving that the auditor was right from the start. The most glaring failure was how quickly the lead officer detained the auditor under Section 43 of the Terrorism Act without any meaningful investigation. Instead of properly assessing the situation, he jumped straight to detention after just asking the auditor's name. Hardly enough to establish reasonable suspicion. This wasn't just a mistake. It was a clear misuse of anti-terror powers to assert control rather than to address any real threat. When the auditor challenged him on his reasoning, the officer's evasive response of, "I can't tell you everything," only revealed that he had no credible grounds in the first place. Detention was more about ego and control than about enforcing the law correctly. In the end, the officers walking away and admitting that security would allow the filming only confirmed that this entire situation was mishandled from the start. They didn't want to admit their mistake, so they tried to double down with weak justifications. Instead, their lack of professionalism, poor reasoning, and refusal to admit fault left them walking away with their authority undermined and their actions exposed. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me continue with my independent coverage. His channel is linked in the description. Show him some love. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.